Hello everybody, my name is Lemonade, I also go by Lemon. I'm your coach of the Sacramento Surge, and today we have got week 2 of the GPL. This week we are facing off against Coach Snom Squad and the West Texas Weaviles. A couple of things to apologize for this. One, apologize that it's a late upload. Week 1 of the GPL actually lasted for like 2 weeks because the drafts didn't finish until it was like Wednesday in the middle of the week. So it was a little bit weird to just give them. So they decided to extend the week 1 to give people a little bit more time. And on top of that, this was supposed to go up on Sunday. I'm trying to keep a recording schedule or a upload schedule, but I had a super busy week, so I didn't have time to put together a team builder. And on top of that, I actually don't have the video recording because it kind of glitched out. So this is a postcom, unfortunately, but out of all the games that I expect to see so far, I feel like this is one of the better ones to be a postcom. Anyway, though, going into the matchup this week, we are facing up against Snom Squad and the West Texas Weaviles, like I said. His team this week consists of Libero Cinderace, Mega Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Mega Primarina, Conkeldurr, Galvantula, Umbreon, Steelix, Cradily, Golbat, and Duosion. The 6 I was expecting to see were Mega Aerodactyl, Cinderace, Hydreigon, Conkeldurr, Mega Primarina, and Galvantula. Now, Mega Primarina is a pretty good Pokemon. Its stats are basically just better. It's just better Primarina all around. But its ability is Crescendo, and the more consecutive the more it uses a single move turn after turn, that move increases in power, and it maxes at 2 times. So like Moonblast becomes what's 95 times 2, whatever that is, like 190 or something. Like it becomes huge. Yeah, 190 power. So Moonblast can become 190 power, which is insane. So I think if you let it get out of hand, it can be a huge threat. For the 6 I was expecting to see, I could also have seen Steelix or Umbreon coming instead of Galvantula. And I wasn't super sure on Primarina since Roserade is a really good answer to it. But going into the 6 we are bringing this week, we are bringing Druddigon, Zapdos, Ribombee, Roserade, Swampert, and Mew. Leading off the 6 this week, we have got Korg, the Druddigon, with the Leftovers item and Rough Skin ability. We are running max defense, 124 HP, with a Impish Nature to increase our defense. We're running Glare, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. I wasn't sure what to put in that last slot, so I just kind of said put Dragon Tail on there in case I have to worry about Cinderace pivoting out and I can force it back in and stuff. Earthquake is very helpful to hit that Cinderace, and the Steelix pretty hard. Glare is very, very important in this game so that we can slow down Cinderace, Aerodactyl. It helps with Conkeldurr so that instead of just increasing an attack, he has a chance to get paralyzed and his speed is halved. So that's very helpful. And that's pretty much it. We got Stealth Rock so that we can chip down something like Aerodactyl, which is going to be very, very important in the game. And that's pretty much it. It's just a defensive set. We were EV'd. I think we were pretty likely to take 2 dual wing beats without any attack investment. In hindsight, I probably should have ran like Thunder Punch or something for it, but I didn't. Moving on to Strike, our Galarian Zapdos with the Choice Scarf item and Adamant Nature. We're running 252 attack, 24 defense, 4 special defense, and 228 speed. This is fast enough that we can outspeed Mega Aerodactyl at max speed Jolly. Close combat. This is where the Stealth Rocks come hugely into play because Mega Aerodactyl takes, I think it was a minimum of 87%. So if we got Stealth Rocks out, close combat was a guaranteed kill on Mega Aerodactyl. If it's not super defensive, which I saw no reason for it to be. It was like, looking at it, I was really scared of this matchup because of Mega Aerodactyl and Cinderace and Conkeldurr all being huge threats. But after I thought about it a little bit more, I realized that they're actually manageable, and Aerodactyl is definitely his win con out of this game. So I figured that this was a pretty good answer to it. If it was Dragon Dance, I might just flat out lose. Brave Bird is very helpful to help us deal with the Conkeldurr. And Thunderous Kick is there mainly for like Umbreon and Steelix. Just break those down a little bit better. And Defiant, obviously, because that's its only ability. Moving on to Bumble the Rabombi coming off that bench, week 2. We got Stun Spore, Moonblast, U-Turn, and Aromatherapy. Enough speed to outspeed Cinderace so that we can Stun Spore it. Moonblast is very helpful to help chip down Conkeldurr as well. Same reason we're running Stun Spore as VR with Glare. U-Turn just for pivot. And I was stuck between like Energy Ball, Aromatherapy, Psychic, Defog, and I just decided to go with Aromatherapy. I felt like it was going to be all around pretty good. If my opponent wanted to try and like burn Mew or burn Zapdos, I could heal it off. We're also just running Shield Dust so that we can't get affected by like, I don't know, poisons and stuff. It doesn't really matter in this matchup. Moving on to Aramis the Mega Roserade. This thing, not the greatest in this matchup. It's really only here as a Primarina answer just in case. We're running Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, and Hidden Power Rock. Hidden Power Rock allows us to hit Golbat, Golbat, Cinderace, Aerodactyl, and my brain died. I don't remember what the last one was. This is why I need a Team Builder. and I think that might have been it. I don't know. Dazzling Gleam, obviously, for both Conkeldurr and Hydreigon, and I disconnected from the server. Hold on. Energy Ball for stab, Sludge Bomb for stab. For this week, I didn't feel like I needed to bring Toxic Spikes. I just didn't think it fit in the team. I didn't think it was gonna work. So I felt no reason to bring that, and I made sure to put Technician in case, because I think the Technician Hidden Power Rock was a guaranteed KO on Cinderace, but Merciless Mega had a chance to not KO, so it was a little bit risky on that. Next up is Gil the Swampert with Flip Turn, Protect, Scald, and Earthquake. I really didn't know what to do with this set. I decided to put Earthquake on there because my opponent does not have a super great matchup to ground. I originally actually had Ice Punch instead of Scald, but I realized that in case of a Dragon Dance Aerodactyl, Scald is my best chance at shutting it down. Flip Turn, and also because I didn't want to run Flip Turn as the only stab move to hit it. If like I didn't want to have to pivot out to be able to hit it again if it was Dragon Dance, because then I'd pretty much be sacking something off to it. So Protect for leftover recovery, Torrent just in case we get low enough that Scald becomes impactful, and Earthquake just for stab. Nova the Mew, once again we're running a very defensive set with Roost, Psychic, Defog, and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam obviously for Hydreigon. We're running Culper Berry so that we can take a knockoff from Conkeldurr, as well as a Dark Pulse in case of a super hyper offense Hydreigon, which I felt was another pretty fairly strong possibility. We're running a very physically defensive set that we could take a knockoff, as well as a Facade from Conkeldurr. Roost is very helpful for recovery, Defog just in case of hazards, and Psychic is there for Conkeldurr. So, like I said, the 6 I was expecting to see were Aerodactyl, Cinderace, Hydreigon, Conkeldurr, Mega Primarina, and Galvantula. And the 6 that my opponent brought were all of those, except he brought Steelix and Golbat instead of Primarina and Galvantula. So I was looking at this lead, and I knew exactly from the start that I was going to lead with Jordagon. So I wasn't sure what he was going to lead with, and so I decided to stick with my guns with Jordagon and go for Glare. It was always my plan to paralyze this thing so that it couldn't get burned from its Flame Orb and become just a big threat that I can't do much about. I knew I was going to be taking a lot from an Ice Punch or a Facade, but I had to take the chance. I had to get the Glare off, and no matter what he goes into, something's getting paralyzed. So he stays in, he takes the Glare, which is really good for me, as he returns with an Ice Punch, hitting really hard for 61%. We get a little bit of damage off with Rough Skin, and I think here it revealed Leftovers. It did not reveal Leftovers. So I went into Mew, because obviously this is my Conkeldurr answer. Just to scout out. I knew he could take an Ice Punch as well, so that was very helpful. He goes for Drain Punch and heals off a little bit of its HP back. And here I was thinking, I don't think he stays in. I feel like he wants to keep this thing around. So I'm going to make a double predicting either Steelix or Hydreigon, and I'm going to go into Zapdos so I can put on a lot of pressure. And he gets paralyzed here, which is really, really big, because he told me after the match that he had clicked knockoff. And the reason that is so important is because obviously I need Zapdos to be able to outspeed Aerodactyl. So him not being able to remove my Scarf is absolutely huge. And right here, I return the turn with a Choice Scarf Brave Bird, and it absolutely OHKOs. Now, that he showed me his EV spread after the match was a very defensive Conkeldurr. It was EV to take that Brave Bird, which made him think that I was banded, which was really good for me. But that was actually a maximum roll. So very unlucky for him. Definitely super unlucky, honestly. I feel really bad now. But in the next turn, he assumes I'm banded, so he goes into Aerodactyl, and I'm thinking, oh crap. Well, I don't know what to do here. So I thought about it for a minute, and I decided that I felt like it was more likely that he was going to go for the offense. And I really felt like it was more likely that he was going to go straight for the dual wing beat for the offense. And I checked to make sure how much Rough Skin does. So I went into Druddigon and I sacked it off to the dual wing beat. He Mega Evolves and hits crazy hard. He gets the double hit with Rough Skin, and that Rough Skin damage puts him in range. Remember how I said it did like 87% minimum? It's at 75 or 76. So Zapdos' close combat is a guaranteed kill. So that was a pretty, I'm going to be honest, I'm really proud of that play. I think that it made a lot of sense to go into that and sack it off. Now, right here, I was really expecting him to switch. And obviously his switch in here is Golbat, but I didn't feel a real need to worry about Golbat because I can still paralyze it. I still have Swampert who can heal off, and I still have Roserade with Hidden Power Rock. So I decided to just go straight for the close combat, and he stays in. So I'm a little bit on and off about how this turn, like how he reacted to this turn, because he was very confused because he thought that I was banded. But in hindsight, who sends a Galarian Zapdos out in front of a Mega Aerodactyl if it's not scarfed? Like, you don't really do that. Like, if I wasn't scarfed and if I was banded, I would go straight to Swampert, not Aerodactyl or not Zapdos. So hindsight 2020. I don't think he realized that. I don't think he thought about that part. I really only thought about it after we were done talking about it. But right here, kill his Aerodactyl, which is his main win con. He told me afterward that he was Choice Scarf Hydreigon, and that can't really break through Rabombi at all. Steelix has a really hard time breaking through Swampert. Golbat can't really break through anything. Cinderace has a really hard time breaking through Swampert. Aerodactyl is now gone. It's looking pretty strong right now because he lost his sweeper, and he showed me his EV spread, so I was checking in the middle of the battle, and yeah, right here, I did get a maximum roll. It was a max roll on the Brave Bird before, so he goes into his Crobat obviously because or his Golbat because obviously that's a 4x fighting resist, and now he knows I'm choiced. So I switch out into Swampert just because there's no reason not to from here on. He doesn't have a real answer to it right here, unless he brought Hidden Power Grass Hydreigon. So he goes into Hydreigon, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, now I kind of wish I still had Ice Punch, but I'm also not seeing a reason for me to stay in. So I just decided to go for Flip Turn. He goes for U-Turn. I get slow momentum no matter what here. He goes Golbat. So I decided to go into my Mew. It's just one of my better answers to Golbat here immediately. And he forfeits the match. So I do kind of see the point in forfeiting because he didn't want to waste time on a battle that he had already lost. But I think he's overlooking I don't want to sound rude here and like giving myself too much credit, but I do think that he overlooked the fact that I sent a Galarian Zapdos out in front of a Mega Aerodactyl. I do think he's overlooking that fact a little bit. And that was in my opinion, looking back on it, I think it was a misplay more than just a assumption of sets and not taking the safer play. I think it was a misplay more than anything. And I don't want to sound rude saying that, getting a 5-0 win like this of all ways. But, I mean, that's how it happened. And looking back on it, I feel like if I were in his shoes, I probably would have pieced it together, because it's just not a logical thing to go into in front of a Mega Aerodactyl. And if he had maybe gone into Golbat, he probably would have had a much stronger chance, because Mega Aerodactyl was a massive threat. But the way the forfeit works is immediately those 4 Pokemon left on his team just straight out die. And I believe that all of those kills should have gone to Zapdos. It would either go to Zapdos or Mew. I'm not sure. They said it goes to the Pokemon. The mods told me it goes to Zapdos, but then somebody else said that it goes to the Pokemon that was on the field last, and that's obviously Mew here. So we win week 2 5-0, and as of the standings on the document right now, that puts me really high up. Like, even considering the 3-0 loss last week, or 2-0? I think it was 3-0. Even considering the 3-0 loss last week, we are still very high up in the rankings. So we're going to go into week 3 1-1. Very excited to go into that. GG to Snom Squad. Very sorry about the definite hacks there. It really resulted in him not knowing my set, but that's the game we play. I would have liked to play out the rest of the game, whether or not he was guaranteed to lose or whatever. Like, I either way, GG. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Sorry that I couldn't do a team builder, or that it's a postcom. But it won't be the case for week 3. It won't be. I'm going to try and get this video out as soon as possible, so that should be on Monday, a day later than I wanted to upload, but hey, that's life. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, as I enjoy making this content myself. If you guys are new, or if you enjoyed the video, please do consider liking and subscribing. It shows me you enjoy the content that I enjoy making. And I will see you all in week 3. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.